Hi everyone, this is Amanda. It's a day before the full moon lunar eclipse in Sagittarius, supermoon, blood moon, and I thought what I would do today is come on and do a a reading for the next 6 months. And because there are so many people that watch and there are so many different variations, I thought I would do a pick a card reading. So there are 3 choices and I'm going to read for the 3 groups. Having said that, it may well be that you resonate with messages or some of the messages from each pile, so you are very welcome to watch the whole video if you wish to. Just take what resonates, leave what doesn't. But you know the way this works. We effectively have got 3 piles here, and this is my first time trying to do some sort of split screen video, so if we make mistakes along the way, it's all a learning curve, but I just thought it'd be interesting for you to be able to see the cards when I'm laying them out, and also you've got a bit of my energy in terms of seeing me as well. So right, first pile is this one. Okay, so pile number 1 is this. Yeah, I think we can see that in shot. I'm not going to zoom in with camera angles or anything like that, nothing fancy on this channel. So pile number 1 is the Chakra Wisdom Tarot by Tori Hartman. Pile number 2 is the Field Tarot by Hannah Elizabeth Fofana. So pile number 2. And pile number 3 is this one, which is the Magical Nordic Tarot by Jayne, Wallace. So 3 piles, pile number 1, pile number 2, pile number 3. If you just tune into the energy of those 3, feel into which one is calling you for whatever reason, and then we will get straight into it. I will put timestamps when I watch this video back. Okay, let's just move these out of shot. I'll just put them over here for a moment. Better try and remember what is what. So that's number 2. Right, let's start with number 1. How are you all doing anyway? I hope you're good. This feels like a really big deal, this full moon lunar eclipse. So what we're going to do is I'm going to look for each group at some overall messages, overall energies. Then we're going to look, because it is an eclipse, we're going to be looking at what is in shadow, what maybe needs to be healed or looked at, and then we will look at what is coming into light, i.e. blessings, gifts. So it's as though we'll track the energy of what is in shadow and then what is coming into light. But let's start off with some overall energies. So group number 1, this deck, I have to say, this pile intrigues me of all of the piles, because I've really ummed and ahed about whether to use this deck. I've never really used it much before. Every time, because I've been trying to record this video over the last 24 hours or so, every time I've thought, no, I'm not going to use it, I just keep being told to put it back. So it's really quite interesting. 3 overall energies. I mean, as its name suggests, this will be looking at chakra energy, I'm sure. So there's going to be some sort of imbalance maybe, or something to look at with regard to the chakras. So we've got 3 cards. We've got the one on the bottom of the pack, which is the 2 of coins. Okay, maybe I should just show it to that camera, otherwise I'm going to get totally confused. 2 of coins, 2 of pentacles, which is the card of choice, isn't it? So here we see a lady effectively waiting for her ship to arrive, waiting for something to arrive. It feels very much as though whatever is waiting to arrive is sort of expected. I mean, the door is open there. She is waiting, and it feels as though there's a little bit of a time lag before it actually fully arrives. But it's in sight. It's moved from the horizon closer to shore. And it's interesting because those of you that watch me regularly know that through, I don't know, the last 6 to 8 months, particularly over on Instagram, I often have been posting photographs of some ships that have been on the horizon near to where I live. Because of pandemic, they're cruise ships and they haven't been going anywhere. And they felt very symbolic of what has been the dream on the horizon. And over the last couple of weeks, maybe month, they've moved on. They're not there anymore. And I feel it's really symbolic because it's as though what was sort of in sight but out of reach is traveling back to you, is what I'm hearing here with the Two of Coins energy. We've also got the orange colour here linking into the sacral chakra. So it feels as though it's a very deep wish. Let's see what else we've got. Also has to say that we've also got the Ten of Cups there. Ten of Cups is ultimate happiness, fulfillment, happiness and fulfillment, joy. Okay, let's see what else we've got then. We've got the Chariot. Yeah, you see, what did I tell you? The Chariot with the Two of Coins. So it feels as though this group number 1, have made a choice. They've made a choice somewhere in the past. When I say the past, I'm really talking about months or weeks. I'm not talking about years ago. It feels more recent than that. But it's as though you made a choice, you made a wish, you kept the door open for this thing to arrive at some divinely appointed moment. And it feels as though it's on its way. Both of these cards, the Chariot and the Two of Coins in this deck, are saying to me something is on its way. And I'm hearing destiny is on its way. Okay. What else have we got? We've got the Three of Wands. Oh my goodness. What's this one? The Hierophant. Wow. These are powerful energies in this first group. I love the Three of Wands. It's one of my favourite cards in the whole of the tarot, actually. And in this particular deck, it's obviously linked into the yellow energy, which for me is solar plexus. Again, it's somebody who's held the vision. You know, she or he has held the vision in terms of the choice that they made, what they wished for, what they hoped for, and have actually gone through quite a big learning process. With that, the Hierophant is the energy of the teacher. Also, something will be revealed. In this deck, we've got the energy of indigo, and I don't know if you can see actually in the card, but we've got the third eye there clearly showing. It's as though something that only I can see is what I'm hearing. Only I can see. It's weird. It's as though only she can see what is on the horizon. Only you can see what is on the horizon. Other people can't necessarily. And it also feels very private. It feels as though it's not something that you need to be necessarily sharing with other people, making a big song and dance about. This is, I'm hearing, a lonely vigil. It's a lonely vigil waiting for whatever is to come. I have to say at this point as well, though, that I'm also picking up an energy, that we are talking eclipse, so it's shadow and light, that this new, I want to say new life that is wanting to come forward, there may also be some loss associated with that to clear the pathway for the new. That's why we've got the energy of the teacher, the Hierophant. It's also why I'm feeling as though privacy, and it's not secrecy, it's private, it's sacred. I don't need to tell the world everything. I don't need to announce this. It's something that I know, you know, and I'm trusting the universe to deliver this in divine timing. And I know that it's on its way, is what it feels like. Now, remember, this is a reading for the next 6 months, okay? So Time doesn't mean suddenly this appears tomorrow, but it does feel over the next 6 months, this ship finally anchors. The horses in the chariot finally are able to rest and have some hay after their journey. And this lady, but it could equally be a man, who has been waiting for something, is able to, I'm hearing here, close the door and actually enjoy whatever spirit has delivered. Okay. This could also be pregnancy, I'm hearing as well for some people. Could be pregnancy, a long-awaited child. Could also be a long-awaited reunion. It could also be love, new love that's coming in. It could also be linked into soulmate, twin flame energy as well. There are many different ways that this could play out. But I like the feeling of this very much. Have to say as well at this point, because I didn't say at the start, that those of you that have pulled this deck, we've also got a colour energy here linked into the sprays that we sell, and we've also got a crystal I didn't mention. So let's just mention these two now, because it feels as though these are tools to assist with this process over the next 6 months. So the crystal is a piece of smoky quartz. Okay, it's a beautiful piece of smoky quartz, quite a large piece of smoky quartz. It feels like it means business. It also feels as though this is like weighted. It feels very weighted, anchored, grounded. But smoky quartz is to do with purifying, transmuting, letting go of any lower energies that may be preventing this from manifesting in the dueness of time. Okay. We've also got the energy of golden citrine, which is linked into the solar plexus chakra. We've got the solar plexus chakra showing up twice here in these cards, the 10 of cups and the 3 of wands. 10 and 3 make 13. 13 is the energy of rebirth. What do you need to rebirth? You need to be in your power. So it's very important that you look after your own energy, group number 1, that you don't give too much of your energy away to other people. This whole process of waiting is taking a lot of strength, a lot of determination, a lot of energy, because it's only you that can see it. It's a very much an inner journey that's happening here. It can actually feel quite a lonely place, I'm hearing as well. It's almost as though you're watching other people maybe getting on with their lives, seeing other things transpiring and happening, and it's almost like, well, what about me? When's it going to happen for me? But there's a belief here. There's a core belief. Solar plexus. I'm in my power. I'm in my wisdom. I know that this is true, and I just have to keep holding on. Okay. So let's just spray the golden citrine at this point, just to bring this energy into the reading. Power up our solar plexus. And let's pull some cards now and look at what is in shadow and what is in light. So in terms of the what is in shadow, I'm going to be pulling some cards for each deck, for each group from 2 different decks. This first one is Wisdom of the House of Night by PC Cast and Colette Baron Reed. So let's have 2 cards from here. What is in shadow? What is maybe blocked? What needs to be healed? 2 energies, please. Challenges, blocks. What is in shadow for this group? Okay, we've got 2 cards that have come out. So look at that, interesting. So we've got 2 cards. The first is playful, and the second one is rigid. You couldn't have 2 more contrasting animal energies there. You've got the black crow and you've got the playful, cuddly kitten, which is playful. So rigid and playful. Card number 44 is playful, card number 30 is rigid. I'm hearing with regard to this rigid card, all that is rigid shall be shaken. I can't remember where that passage comes from. Is it from the Bible? Could be, I don't know. But it's to do with all that is rigid shall be shaken. It reminds me of, I come from Yorkshire, And Yorkshire is known for its stone walls. And the stone walls in Yorkshire are a craft in themselves in terms of how they're built. And basically they're built to survive any storm, any damage. They last for years. They don't crumble. But the thing is, this particular wall on this particular card doesn't look as though it's been particularly well made by a craftsman. It looks as though it's crumbling. It looks as though there's cracks there. There's light coming through. What you think is rigid in your life, I'm hearing, isn't necessarily so. It's that whole thing about what you've built your life upon. Is it made of sand, or is it made of something which is going to last the test of time? So anything that is not meant to be and is meant to crumble will crumble. Anything that is meant to stand and remain will remain. The energy of playful. Okay, there's a lot of energy in this group going into maintaining and trying to control, okay? Maintaining the status quo, trying to control things. And you're actually being asked to try and flip into a very different energy, which is, I mean, animals are great at this because they're completely in the moment. And it's the energy of play. It's basically lighten up. It's like lighten up, let go of the control, try to have a more playful attitude to life. Because if you're being told that what is destined for you is not going to pass you by and is already on its way, then holding on with a very rigid, stern, serious energy isn't helping you, and equally isn't helping the passage of what wants to come in over the next 6 months. So this group definitely needs to learn how to play, how to have more fun, how to bring more joy into their life. Also a bit of organized chaos is what I'm hearing. And what I mean by that is actually I'm being shown the energy of a child or an animal. You know, when you get, for example, a kitten into your home, or a dog, a puppy, or a little kid, they mess your home up. You know, you can't have your cushions plumped all the time. It's going to look messy, but in that mess, actually, there's a lot of learning, because that's where you're supposed to live. You're supposed to live within a bit of organized chaos, not to be too rigid and too controlled. I also want to pull another card from the Lantern Oracle, one more challenge energy for group number 1. Okay, that's flipped out nice and quickly. We have forgiveness. So we have the energy of forgiveness. So there's something here within group 1 where you're being asked to forgive. It says hurt blocks our light. And that's a very poignant card, that. It's as though, again, she's really holding on to some hurt here. She is holding on to some hurt. Put that with the energy of rigid, and I think you can see what I mean by that. There's a saying, isn't there, that, you know, forgiveness sets you free. And this is very much the message that wants to come in for you if you're watching this pile. Hurt blocks our light. It keeps you rigid, it keeps you in the same place. So who are you being asked to forgive? Maybe practicing the energy of Fofana, I'm sorry, please forgive me, I love you, thank you, would be helpful. Being able to see things from a higher perspective in terms of why they're happening, or have happened. But equally, if you trust the universe and you believe that something better is coming in over the next 6 months, because that feels as though that is what's happening, then why are you going to be holding on to past hurts, past betrayals, things that have gone wrong, things that haven't worked out? That's the opposite energy from this playful, joyful energy, which is wanting you to dance with life and to step into the magic and mystery of life a little bit more as well. Okay, so that's the shadow energies there. Let's have a look at what is coming into light, and then we'll look at some blessings as well. So what's coming into light, please, for this group? Lunar eclipse, 26th of May. running into the next 6 months. Inner peace and blessings. I was told to that card on the bottom of the deck as well. Inner peace and blessings. That's pretty much as good as it gets. Inner peace and blessings. The thing about the inner peace card I'd like to say is that it feels as though it's very contrasting energy, because the inner peace card is very much about diving into the depths. Okay, it's linked into the element of water, diving deep. So it feels as though you've had to dive deep to get to a place of inner peace. It hasn't necessarily been an easy journey to get there, but you've learned how to ride the waves and swim, and you're rewarded by this more gentle flowing energy. It feels as though over the next 6 months you're entering into calmer waters, calmer, more peaceful waters, and equally you're also more able to count your blessings, practice gratitude, but it's equally because you've been able to let go, you've been able to forgive, you've let go of the rigidity. Something has definitely feels as though it's left your life. That may just be a pattern, a behavior, it could be a relationship, a job, a person, I don't know, for the new to enter. Okay, but it's as though you end the whole lunar eclipse process and journey over the next few months full of many blessings. And it's again, I don't think that's meant to be a canary on that card, but it reminds me of a canary because it's yellow. And again, I always equate the canary with Archangel Uriel, because he always gave me the symbolism of the canary that goes down the mine, or it used to go down the mine many years ago, to make sure that it was safe before other people went down there. So it's as though this canary, i.e. you, has gone again into the depths. You've gone out of comfort zone is what I'm hearing. You've gone out of comfort zone. You took a step out of what you felt was safe, but it was calculated. It wasn't an unwise choice. And because you did that, and I'm feeling that you went against the flow. Again, going back to these cards, it's only you that knew that something was coming. You trusted. You're singing, and you've got many blessings at the end of this. Do you know, I've been watching on YouTube over the last few nights. There's some videos that keep coming up on my feed linked into people that are homeless, and they're fascinating actually. The channel is called Invisible People, and I'd really encourage you to watch it because it breaks the stereotype of maybe who you think a homeless person is, the circumstances in terms of how they got there, you know, maybe if you have that in your psyche or your energy field. But there was one woman that they interviewed, I don't know, 7 years ago, whatever, and she was living under a bridge in Seattle. Her energy was extraordinary because she was completely and utterly down on her luck, broken, but she still maintained this positive energy in the face of everything. And she talked about how she would wake up and she would, even though there was destitution all around her, she had nothing. She concentrated on being able to hear the birds sing. That was her fix. Positivity was her fix, whereas other people might be turning to drugs or alcohol in that situation. Her fix was hanging on to positivity. And then sometimes, of course, it fell away and she fell into depression, low mood, but she then picked herself up. There was always something to be grateful for every day. And then roll forward, they did an update on her recently, and she's now in an apartment. She's actually got her own YouTube channel as well. She's called Amanda. I don't know. Maybe I'll put the link below. But it was so inspiring, guys, because most of us haven't had to live underneath a bridge with nothing. She did. She hung on. She knew. She's the epitome of this group, really. She knew that something better was on the horizon. She kept hanging on to hope. She knew it. On the face of it, if you'd seen the video when she's living in the tent, you'd have looked at that and you'd have thought she's never going to get out of that. She got herself out of it because she believed. She believed, she manifested, she's now got greater inner peace and blessings in her life. So totally awe-inspiring person. And maybe I think you are as well if you are in pile 1, because you're going against the odds. Okay, it's not to say that you don't have challenges in your life right now, but it's as though you believe, you're hanging on to hope. Positivity is what's going to win the day. Okay, look at that. So the card that's come out, we've got 2 cards which are all about peace of mind, a blessing for peace of mind. And we've also got the card of inner peace. So from 2 different decks, we've got that energy. I'm wondering also whether there's a bit of mental turmoil with this group. Maybe you have been battling depression or low mood or melancholy, or maybe some other mental health issue has been around here. Something's definitely been on your mind or troubling your mind. But what's being promised here? And again, you see, we've got the raven or the crow appearing on 2 cards here. You know, energy of rebirth as well. You will get your peace of mind. So something's definitely been troubling this group in terms of mental anguish, not having been able to achieve maybe what they wanted to achieve, or pull in what they wanted to achieve, whether that's love, money, health, whatever. But it's as though you hang on, you hang on, and you hang on, and you get there in the end. And you've got this beautiful energy of peace of mind coming in. Now I'm being told to end with just reading number 32 here. Let's just see what this is about. Okay, it says, when you awaken and trouble is sitting there with you, right on your shoulder, speaking to you of all you must fret and be fearful of, let this blessing come to you and be truly felt in your mind, where the turbulence has reigned for too long now. Let the quiet of the natural day steal in. Let the soft call of your spirit whisper to you that you have worried too long, and that it is time to set down your burden and let the angels and spirit deal with what cannot be unravelled by the labyrinth of thought. Let it go and let it be. Yeah, sort of what I've been talking about in this session. It says, be patient with yourself, and in this patience let the blessing of deep peace be yours. So there is definitely the energy of peace that wants to come in for this group. At that point, I feel as though I have to bring in the Sapphire Peace spray. Okay, so let's end with a little bit of Sapphire Peace. I'm just going to spray this. Tune into this for group number 1. And I'm being shown straight away a cube. I'm being shown a cube. A cube links into base chakra, it links into our safety. It actually is the box also in which we live, so it might also be linked into home, but it's to do with groundedness, platform I'm hearing as well. This might be to do with increasing platform within the next 6 months. And that's linked into work and career. Also having maybe a platform to express yourself more. If you're somebody who's creative, you might have a platform to sell more of your wares. I'm hearing Etsy in my mind. So some of you in this group may very well be creative people. I don't know, make jewelry, cards, whatever, artwork. Etsy could be a platform to look into. It doesn't have to be Etsy, but something like that. But equally also home and foundation being strengthened through this next 6 months. So that's for group number 1. I'm just going to now clear up my table and we will move on to group number 2. Okay, I'm going to do this video in real time, guys, because it needs to get out today because the eclipse is tomorrow. So I don't have time to edit it. So just going to have to bear with me. It's going to add about 5-10 minutes to the video, probably, me clearing up in between sessions. So let's just shuffle the cards for the next group. You're going to hear Bella in about 10 minutes. It's my dog because we've got somebody coming into the house. Right, let's just clear the energy then for group number 2. And group number 2 is the Field Tarot. So let's bring that into play. This is quite a new deck. Haven't had it for very long. I really like it. That's what it looks like. By Hannah Elizabeth Fofana. So let's move these sprays out of the way. There. So group number 2. Let's just clear the energy with our bells as well. That might sound quite loud through headphones, apologies. Okay, group 3. So, in terms of colour energy, group 3, you have got the Crimson Base Chakra spray. It did actually strike me that all of the sprays for each pile have got a grounding, anchoring feel to them. So that seems to be for everybody at the moment. But this is the red energy, crimson. So let's just spray a little bit. And we'll see how that figures in this particular pile. I have to say, from a colour perspective straight away, obviously we've got red. We've also got clear quartz. So it feels as though group number 2, over the next 6 months, eclipse energies, you may very well be clearing some base chakra energy, which could be linked into anything, health, relationship, career, home, sort of similar to what I've just been saying in group number 1, but we'll see how it differs. Okay, so yeah, we've got clear quartz and we've got the energy of red. I was always taught from a colour perspective equally that when you put a clear colour next to any other colour, it amplifies the energy. So here we've got red amplified by quartz. And indeed, this lunar eclipse, full moon in Sagittarius on the 26th of May, is Sagittarius is a fire sign. So there is an amplification of fire energy. We'll see how that plays out. Let's have 3 cards, please. Archangel Metatron, who's my main guide. Okay, we've got those 2. Oh my goodness, look at those. Wow. Okay, I'm going all hot, guys, as soon as I see those 3. I've taken that one from the bottom as well. Metatron says take 1 more. Well, I was just saying there's going to be a lot of fire energy. And we've got the Tower struck by lightning. Okay, don't worry, it's not bad. In fact, actually, it comes with the 2 of Cups, which is the energy of union, and the 3 of Discs, which is something is in the works. So, okay, let's just have 1 more card, please, for pile number 2. 1 more card, thank you. 9 of Swords. Yeah, I'm not that surprised to see that card, because this feels really intense, big energy, big energy. So there's going to be a little bit of worry. Okay, there's going to be a little bit of worry. We've got the 9 of Swords, which is the card of worry, sleepless nights, or just worrying during the day. And I'm hearing it's because you know that this change is coming in. Remember, this is a 6-month reading. You know that something is happening. You know that the Tower is going to strike and fall at some point. And it seems to all be linked into this energy of union. It seems to be linked into relationship. Right, I feel as though I need some more clarifiers for this. So let's just pull a few more before I say anything else. So can you please explain the Tower? I mean, the first thing I have to say, I mean, it's the way that this deck works. It's quite minimalist. But my goodness, that Tower, there's nothing else there in that picture. It's as though everybody else has abandoned this position apart from you. Have you been hanging on and hanging on and hanging on to maybe a relationship that you know is not going anywhere, to a job that you know is unsustainable, or not going anywhere? When I say unsustainable, I'm talking about either your heart isn't in it, or I don't know, maybe they're bringing in loads of rules and regulations and you can't do it anymore. Maybe you're a man and you're doing manual work and you just haven't got the strength to do that type of job anymore. It's something like that. The same can also apply to relationships. Have you just not got the strength to carry on anymore? There's something about, you know, this is like last man standing is what that looks like. You know, it's literally like last man standing. There's nobody in that blinking tower. So, you know, spirit are coming in and just bringing something to a closure. But you're fretting over it, you're worrying over it, even though you know it's to come in. Ultimately, this is good. It is good because it's bringing in something better. And I like that word on this Three of Pentacles card. I'm just hearing it works. Something works better in the future that isn't working particularly well now. It could even be, if it's relationship related, it could be that you've just been, you know, going on along similar lines for months, years, weeks, whatever. It'd be longer than weeks, but months or years. And it's as though something comes into the relationship and shakes it up, you know, really shakes it up to its core, whereby maybe you can come back together and be closer, and it works better this time round. Could even be, I mean, I'm feeling here, these are people I'm linking into who might be divorced or separated, who actually come back together. You know, spirit works in strange ways sometimes. Or it could be somebody from your past who maybe it didn't work particularly well last time, but somehow they're coming back in and around and it works better this time. That's not to say that you're given a green card to let anybody back into your life who abused you or who took advantage of you or who didn't love you, or to get back into any sort of codependent relationship. That wouldn't be allowed. But this would be, what I'm saying here would only apply if both parties have learned something from the experience. Because if you look at the Two of Cups in this particular deck, I feel they look quite humble. It's as though they're humbled. This could also be two people that have never actually got it together, but actually have a connection or just being pulled together for some reason by spirit and their higher selves. And it's as though what has been thwarted in the past, again, it's as though the Tower comes in, this moment of realization for one or both, or some circumstance comes in that humbles them and makes them come back. And look, it's almost like they can't even look each other in the eye there. It's literally like they can't even look each other in the eye. Maybe because they're frightened of something happening along the lines of what's happened in the past. It could well be that this group have things to clear up from past relationships. They're bringing past baggage into new relationships. But it's as though that needs to be cleared now, okay? That needs to be cleared now. Let me just pull another couple of cards, though, just for some other clarifications. This is just like general energy for group number 2. Clarification, please, with regard to the Tower. The Ace of Swords, clarity. I mean, my goodness, we've got the Three of Cups on the bottom of the deck. This does feel quite like, this feels like a love type energy that I'm reading here. But the Ace of Swords with the Tower, somebody has a breakthrough moment and just realizes, this is what I want and this is what I don't want. And the ramifications of that is it seems to bring in a Two of Cups love union of some description, okay? But definitely there's a humbling process. It's as though you both come towards each other naked, and that's obviously symbolic. It's to do with, I come with, when I say nothing, it doesn't mean that you come with literally nothing, although, you know, maybe you do. It's to do with, I don't come with loads of baggage. I come with no expectation is what I'm hearing. This is really beautiful because so often we get into relationship with another and we have expectation, which is not real. It's conditional love, basically. That's conditional love, which is that I'll bring my cup towards you and I'll offer you something, but what am I going to get back in return? Or I'm expecting you to be a certain way, or I'm expecting you to say certain things. Whereas these two are just coming together and it's as though all I actually have to offer you is my love. And I don't know where that love is going to take us. I don't know what that even means. I don't even know how that gets expressed. I don't know where that leads, but I just know that I have to raise my cup and I have to offer you it. but it comes from a real tower moment of realization. Now, the question is this self-induced in terms of having done the work on yourself, or this other person having done the work on themselves and coming to that moment of realization? Or is it the universe that comes in and it's just like, right, time's up, these two are supposed to be together, and actually something is going to happen here to, again, humble them and bring them, again, I'm hearing, to their knees, because of this, because of the Three of Cups. The Three of Cups is the energy of reunion. These feel like two souls that know each other very well. As I say, this can apply whether you are already in relationship and you're trying to come back together to rebuild, but again, it would be totally different. You'd be totally different people coming back together. It would almost be the case of a couple not reigniting their vows. I actually want to say reigniting their vows. Retaking their vows is the usual way of saying it, but reigniting their vows. Sagittarius, fire energy. But if it's not current relationship, this is basically two people who are retaking their vows, who have already taken vows towards each other in another lifetime, because this is total soulmate twin flame type energy. This is like, I already know who you are. It's like we've already said vows to each other. Interestingly as well, this is really interesting, I'm hearing that some of the vows that you might have taken to each other in previous lifetimes are actually vows of chastity, obedience, poverty. Hear me out here, because this is linked into like a churchy type energy, where maybe you were denied each other or you couldn't be with each other in previous lifetimes. The Tower energy and the Sword comes in and it says, right, let's just cut all that away, because in this lifetime you actually are meant to, you know, come together as a proper couple. Hence, this feels very Eden-like, okay? So, yeah, I'm hearing that line from the marriage vows, something like what God has put together, let no man, whatever. But in a much wider sense, because it's like God put these two together in a previous lifetime. These two might have now be even in a different relationship. They might not be with each other, but then they come together and they recognize each other. It's like, what the hell do we do about this? Well, the universe comes in and seems to sort it, unless one of them or both of them come to the realization themselves. That's what I'm getting from this. Okay, let's pull some shadow energies. Blocks, challenges. What are the blocks or challenges, please, with group number 2? You see now why we've got this crimson energy, this red energy. There's a lot of fire energy needed here. Bravery, determination, courage. Okay, what are the blocks or challenges, please, for pile number 2? Blocks, challenges, or what is in shadow? Movement. Yeah, okay, movement is the challenge. What else? Listening. Look at that on the bottom of the deck. Oath. What was I just saying to you? I was just saying you've taken an oath in a previous lifetime to each other. This couple I'm talking about, you have taken an oath to each other in a previous lifetime. If this isn't love and you're still with me, this could equally be, it could be business. It could be that you've taken, look at that, I've taken an oath of allegiance to you. I will always be there for you. I will always support you. You know, this could be business. This could be, this is tribal. This is tribal. I'm on your side. But the easier way to read this is linked into love. I've taken an oath. I would take a bullet for you, is what I'm hearing. I would take a bullet for you. And I tell you what, in previous lifetimes, one of you might have taken a bullet for this other person as well. Hence why it's like you come back together in terms of some sort of energetic connection. And it's like, oh my God, I don't know whether I want to go there again. Last time I did this, you know, I had my head chopped off or something. This is also linked into religious persecution as well. This couple feel this, whatever this connection is, this feels as though these are two people who had a religious past life connection. There may very well have been persecution. There may very well have been oaths that have been taken. There may very well have been a denial of the energy. But this time round, the universe, God, is wanting to bring them back together for this new union that was denied in previous lifetimes. It's very beautiful. It's very beautiful, this group. Anyway, so the block is the oath. It's like, yeah, you can't understand it. It's like, but I don't feel I'm allowed that. That's denied. There is no permission for that. It's a past life thing. You need to clear that. And this full moon eclipse will clear it. It will just clear it out of your system if you ask for it, okay? You've got a block on movement. This horse is like, well, where am I supposed to go? What am I supposed to do? Okay? And you've got a block on listening. This feels as though it's a block in terms of listening to your higher guidance, which is screaming at you for movement, to remove the oaths, to let go of past life trauma. This is not now the 1600s. This is not now the 12th century. We are now in 2021. There is a connection here, and this connection has come back around because this time you're meant to do something with each other. And by that, I'm talking about either it's love, it's business, it's something. It's something, and it's allowed. I'm being shown this great big green tick that the universe is giving. Go ahead. Go ahead. Okay. You know, that horse, that poor horse is just waiting there. You know, when's somebody going to get on me and ride me? When is somebody going to get on me and travel with me to where I am destined to be? Okay. And why I'm not effectively why this horse has got nobody on his back, nobody wants to ride the horse, is because of the fear. It's the fear and it's the stagnation energy. And that's why this tower energy has to come in. Right, okay, let's pull one more card linked into shadow or block. Anything else to say with regard to this group, please? Metatron. One more block, please, for this group. Broken dreams. Yeah, exactly that. This is past life. I feel it's past life. I mean, it could be that it could be a connection you already know, and maybe you've, as I say, you've had an experience with this person before, or you've felt that they've let you down, they broke your heart. It's a broken dream. It's not over, is what I'm hearing. It's not over. But this does not give carte blanche for somebody to come back into your life who's abused you, broken your heart, who just wants to do the same thing over again. You know, this group has to be savvy. And you are savvy, is what I'm hearing. You're not going to let somebody back in to hurt you or abuse you, and nor should you. You're not getting a green tick and go for that. You're getting a big red cross and stop for that. Okay, this is a very specific message for some people, and if you're resonating with it, it's for you. Okay. Interestingly, we've got two cards from two different decks, which are card number 23, the card of listening and the card of broken dreams. 23 is an energy of initiation. I know because I'm born on the 23rd, so I know all about the energy of 23. It's initiation. It's to do with, it's often to do also with having a lifetime linked into the court of King David. It goes way, way back. But it's an initiation successfully completed. It could well be that it's you that are watching that's got the 23 energy. And if that is the case, it's time to let go of the trial and the persecution energy. You're through the initiation, okay? You're through the initiation. Let go of the oaths, move on. Okay, let's see what blessings want to come in for this group. Hold on, there's something else here with this Broken Dreams card. Okay, thank you, Metatron. Right, if you look at the card, can you see there's a shattered mirror there? That shattered mirror is linked into how you have been viewing yourself. It's about looking into the mirror and not seeing a true reflection of who you are and what you have to offer. It's looking in the mirror and seeing a distorted image. It's almost as though that woman, girl, boy, whoever is meant to be in this card has smashed that mirror. You know, it's like, I don't want to look at that reflection. Look at your own reflection. See who you are now. There's enormous growth coming in for this second group. But it's also to do with facing yourself in the mirror. Okay, facing yourself in the mirror. Being able to see yourself as you are now, not as you were 5 years ago, not as you were a year ago, not as you were 10 years ago, not as you were when you knew this person before, whether it was in a past life or whether it was in this life. You're different. You're different. Remember this card, you come back humbled. But equally, there's something in here about they're not looking up. There's some work to do here. And remember, you mirror each other. If this is a love connection, there's an energy here about look up. Oh, yes. I've realised now. Those of you that follow me on my other social media, you know I've been talking about a song for a few weeks now. Bonnie Tyler, Total Eclipse of the Heart. Now, it's pretty obvious why I keep being given that song, Total Eclipse of the Heart. Okay, we've got an eclipse, I know, but there's a line in the song and it says, turn around, bright eyes. Turn around, bright eyes. Look at that. They're not looking at each other in the eyes. So it's like, look up, turn around, bright eyes. Total eclipse of the heart. I suddenly realise who you are. I suddenly get it. I suddenly want it. I suddenly want to let go of all of these blocks to why this is not possible, okay? But it starts with you, okay? You can't just expect the other person to do all the work. It starts with you. Your mirror aspects to each other. So you have to be able to look up and see your own worth. You have to be look up and see your own bright eyes, basically, okay? Let me just have some water. There's that other lovely song, Bright Eyes, isn't there, by from Watership Down, Bunny Rabbits. I think that's more of a sad song. My daughter bought me this mug. That's sweet. Right, back to this. Yeah, so let go of the distorted image of who you think you are. If you're hanging on to a distorted image of who you think you are, well, surprise, surprise, you're going to get a distorted reaction back. You have to be able to stand in your power, your beauty, to see your own light. And if you're struggling to do that, I mean, look at her, she's really struggling to do that on this, you know, really struggling. This is a journey over the next 6 months to remember that, you know, you're beautiful, you're valid, you're lovable, you're not lost, you're not broken, you're whole, you're complete. Okay, let's see what blessings and light is coming in for this group. Group number 2, please, Metatron, what blessings and light is coming in? Oh, such a beautiful card. The card of delight. That word delight just delights me. And I don't know why, it just delights me. It really does. The word delight. A bit naughty, I'm hearing afternoon delights. I don't know if that's a universal term. Those of you that know what afternoon delights are, I'm hearing that for this group. I am hearing that, but let's just have a look at delight. I'm looking at the wrong book. What does delight mean? Why am I focused on this word delight? Let's just have a look at the card. You got to laugh. You got to have a laugh. Delight. Sparrows in spring grass, this card is all about. The sparrow gains its power from its numbers. In clusters, sparrows eat and forage, and predators are distracted and deterred, even intimidated by their numbers. Security and joy in numbers is a lesson of the sparrow. Within the community, sparrows are always busy, living life fully. Delight is expanding in your life. Clap your hands with glee. Yes. Spend time with others, go to a community gathering, host a party. The joy you experience will give birth to immense creativity and your life will blossom. Share your happiness and elation with others and it will grow by leaps and bounds. This isn't the time to be serious or buckle down and get to work. This is the time to be spontaneous and madcap. Do not make hard and fast commitments. Don't sign any legal documents or make any pledges. Don't make any promises or you might not be able to keep them. Give yourself permission to have fun, lots of fun, especially in community with others. Absolutely. Absolutely. Okay, so we've got the energy of delight. Let's see what blessing card wants to come up for this group. Group number 2. These cards are Blessed Be by Lucy Cavendish. What blessing do we have, please, for group number 2? Before I show you what the card is, it's interesting. As I was pulling it, I was thinking, I don't want this card. I don't want this card. And I nearly put it back, but I know that you can't do that. And it's this. It says, a blessing on a battle that cannot be avoided. Similar sort of message to group 1. To get to this happier place, excuse me, happier place, there's a battle that cannot be avoided. It's not, okay, I'm hearing it's a battle with yourself. You've got to battle this person. This is battling your shadow, the side of you that can't, won't take movement. Look, 2 card 29s. 2 cards that are 29. 2 and 9 make 11. Metatron's number, light and dark. There is a lot of fear energy here. Look at this, the 9 of Swords, fear, broken dreams, fear. That's why the Tower energy is here. Something has to give. Look at that. It's actually upside down, but that's just because I didn't shuffle the deck properly. A blessing of fire. This eclipse, Sagittarius, fire energy, is going to bring something to a head. That's what it is. Fire. Volcano. Oh, look at that. That is the blinking supermoon. Something being brought to a head by this eclipse energy. The Tower. Clarity. I think this group, as I'm tapping into the energy of it, yes, there is intensity here. Yes, there is difficulty here. Yes, there is challenge here. But my God, it's because the universe and God want something better for you. They want you to break free of the bonds that bind you. They want you to break free of the past. They want you to let go of oaths that are so outdated and, you know, are long past. They want you to have the courage to transform. Use this fire energy. Use this red energy to propel you forward. I'm hearing it's unavoidable anyway. So it's literally like I'm being shown a child digging its feet into the ground. It's like, I will not move. You know, I remember that with my girls when trying to get them into a car, and they used to go rigid, you know, trying to put them into a car seat, baby seat. They'd go rigid because they didn't want to sit in the seat. And I tell you the trick to get them that always worked. When you've got like a rigid child who won't even move their body because they don't want to sit in the seat, you tickle them. You tickle them. And then they just relax. You know, this whole energy needs tickling, okay? Being serious. Because there's too much seriousness here. You know, there's love, there's passion that wants to come in here. But it's like, no, I can't because I've made this vow and I've, you know, I'm not listening. This is also, I'm not listening to my guides. this listening card. If I didn't say that earlier, I'm not listening. Well, Tower energy comes in, but it comes in to bring the Two of Cups. Comes in to bring the Two of Cups. So there's a bit of, you know, this is a bit of inner work with this deck, with this whole group, sorry. Let me just pull one other card from the Divine Abundance deck. I feel like, no, not that one. No, this deck, okay. Just feel that we need one other word of encouragement for you. This is the Sea Melodies deck, which is really beautiful. Small little deck. Group 2, generosity and the ocean. What good is treasure if you keep it for yourself? And the ocean, be beautiful, mysterious, wild and free. So the energy of generosity. It's as though you're generous. You need to allow the universe to be generous to you, is what I'm hearing. The universe is actually trying to help you, to move you on. Don't fear the changes, Group 2. This is powerful, transformative stuff. And it's about you deserving more and you ultimately being able to get more. Okay. Right. Let's move on. Hope that helped. Let's do our final group, which is group number 3. Just going to turn off the light, which has started to buzz and annoy me. Hold on. These cards a good old shuffle. Okay, we've done group 2. Let's move that out of the way. I would recommend that you work with the spray that obviously I've chosen for each group. So, group 3. Going to shake it up with a different feel tarot deck. Group 3 is the magical Nordic tarot with a copper Merkaba and the bronze Earth Star Archangel Sandalphon spray. Sandalphon was very persistent and wanting to be here for this group, so right guys, let's just clear the space. I'm just going to use, I've got a white sage smudging spray. It's quite good just to spray in between, as we've done 2 sessions now. Let's just spray this. Do the bells. Hang on to your ears if it was too loud last time. Group 3. So, for those of you that have chosen group 3, let's get going. As before, we'll start off with 3 messages. Overall messages for group 3. And then we will look at some shadow energies. And we will look at what's coming into light and blessings as well. Group number 3. got a song in my head, a very bizarre song as well, but I'll tell you. Toya. There's a blast from the 80s. I always used to have a problem with Toya. And it's interesting, now I realise why I had an issue with Toya. She was too out there. She was really out there, extravagant, didn't give a damn. You know, and at the time when Toya was famous, I was like a little mouse, you know, wallflower, total wallflower in the 80s, really. Well, yeah, I sort of was. So there's something there about Toya's energy in terms of just going for it. The song is It's a Mystery. It's just what I heard. So that's bizarre. That is bizarre that that card's come up, group number 3. We just ended group 2 talking about generosity. And we've got this card, which is charity and generosity. Oh, I'm realising this deck, it's quite unusual because it has within it a specially commissioned card by the artist Tracy Emmem. Let me get the thing. Now Tracy again is a bit like a Toya type energy. Very unconventional. I would say very unconventional. And it's very bizarre that this card is sort of in this tarot deck. Yeah, here we go. Right. Designed by the world-renowned artist Tracy Emmem. See page 4. I haven't got a picture. If I was hoping there might be a picture, but anyway, it doesn't matter. Let me just read then what this is about, because it's a slightly bizarre card. It's card number 22, Charity. Designed by the world-renowned artist Tracy Emmem, the Charity card depicts the image of one of the most sacred animals in Nordic mythology, a blue cat, synonymous with the goddess of love and beauty, Freya, who's thought to have travelled in a chariot pulled by cats. Felines were highly prized by ancient Nordic people, who believed the cats had been given to Freya as a gift from Thor. She loved them so much that they soon became her favourite companions, leading to them becoming a Nordic symbol of kindness and generosity. The goddess Freya is thought to have had a magical necklace known as the Brisingmen that made her irresistible to men. Hey, we want one of those. Right, okay, this is an unusual file. Let's keep going, guys. The card, Charity. I haven't got my glasses on. Charity is a card of compassion and self-care. Like a cat, well known for its independence, this card encourages you to rely on yourself rather than others for the love and the nurturing you seek. Acts of kindness, both to yourself and others, are essential now. Gifts and thoughtful gestures from others are equally likely. The card also signifies the need to spend time with animals. Spending time alone will recharge your energy. Okay, well, I think over and above the meaning of the card, I think it's more linked into the idiosyncrasies, if that's such a word, and the uniqueness and the independence and the free-spirited energy of people like Tracy Emmem and Toya, okay? Toya's still rocking it now. She's got a husband and they make these videos where she's all dressed up, you know, like a French maid in the kitchen, rocking it. And it's all totally bizarre. You know, I can see now why my sort of rather stiff sort of, you know, 20-year-old self was like recoiled in horror at somebody who was having so much fun. You know, now I'm like, good for you, girl. You know, you go for it. And you've got a bloke who thinks you're marvellous as well. You know, what's not to love about all of that? She's being herself. That's the whole thing about it. I realise I can't get this necklace right. Maybe it's linked into what I've just been saying about this other necklace. Duality. Right, guys, hold on. I just got to get myself together here. That necklace just needs to sit there. You see, there's something in what I'm doing here. You see, Toya wouldn't be worrying about that. She wouldn't be worrying that it wasn't central, that it was slightly off. She'd just be like, you know, she wouldn't care. This group that I'm channeling here, you don't care so much. Good for you. Good for you. This is the group of free thinkers and free-spirited people. And let's see what the eclipse energy is going to do for you. Okay, right, let's go for it. 3 cards. I'm just going to have that first one as a entry. Oh God, the Tower again. Okay, we've got the Tower. I don't know why I say it like that, because to be honest, I actually think the Tower is a very positive thing. I genuinely do, because it's trying to move you on from something that is outdated and outworn. But we've got the energy of the Tower. Okay. In the foundation, bronze, Earth Star is the foundation. It's the anchor. Right, why have we got that? It's to do with doing life in a bigger way as well. I must just say before I pull the cards, I haven't got it to show you, but those of you that have followed me a while, you know that we make these bottles. I used to make them, but now I have a team that make them for me. We used to always get our bottles from a particular supplier, and they were becoming really unreliable, and it was becoming a real problem. And it built up until one day there was a fire in their factory, and it made the local papers. And there was a picture of the factory on fire where our bottles used to be made, and there was the smoke. I'm not kidding you, the smoke looked like that coming out of the building. It was like the smoke took the form of a dragon energy. And it was like, it was almost like all of that pent up frustration of this business that wasn't basically fulfilling what it needed to fulfill. I'm not talking about my business, I'm talking about the bottle suppliers. The dragon energy just purified all of it. That was the moment that we changed suppliers forever. And we found somebody else who now does them, who makes our bottles, sprays them the colours they are. And they are so much better than the old people we used to use. And they are reliable, they're trustworthy, they've taken us to the next level. That's what I'm trying to say. So this energy of the Tower feels as though it's taking you to the next level in your life, okay? Because honestly, guys, when the fire happened in the factory, I was just like, oh my God, what the hell are we going to do? We've got no bottles to fill. You know, the business is built around, we sell these bottles. There are no bottles. The factory, it just closed down. It was a blessing in disguise. This is the thing. This Tower energy for group number 3 is a blessing in disguise. It might not feel like it at the time, and you might be very tested, but it is a blessing in disguise, and it takes you on to something better, okay? All right, let's see what else goes with the energy of the Tower. For group number 3, general messages, please. The 7 of Swords, betrayal. Okay, yeah. It feels as though something gives way because of some form of manipulation or betrayal, or lies or deceit. And then we've got the energy of forgiveness and judgment. I had to tell you that story about my bottles. It wasn't random, because that's the whole thing. I was being let down by this supplier. You know, that's what it was. But because it came to a head, something better came in. So think about your life now. It does feel as though there's somebody that's either not behaving completely appropriately or hasn't got your best interest at heart. This could be business. This could very well be business. It doesn't have to be. It could be love. But there's an energy of forgiveness here. I'm also very, you know, that card of forgiveness, it's like she's waving goodbye to somebody, isn't she? So that also makes me think of loss, grief. That there could have been a loss for some of you in this group. It could have been somebody like a parent maybe, who, you know, should have been your foundation, maybe was your foundation, but maybe there is something to forgive there in the past. Maybe they made a bad judgment call. Maybe they did something in their life that was, you know, you find it hard to come to terms with. I've even heard of people who have, you know, lost parents, and then you find out something about the parent, you know, after they've died. You know, some member of the family just let something slip, you know, that was a secret, and it's like it shatters your whole illusion and your foundation in terms of, I thought they were like this, but actually I didn't know that this about their character. The energy of forgiveness needing to come in there. It could be linked into business though. It could have been having somebody screwed you over in business or hasn't looked after your interests in business, linking into something like tax or money, or it could be love. Let's just see what else we've got. We've got the sun on the bottom of the deck, happiness. So, something here, somebody who definitely has been spoiling your happiness in some way or dimming your happiness in some way. We had that card of charity, needing to be charitable, needing to be generous in spirit, needing to be forgiveness, you having to be the bigger person. Remember, this is an energy over the next 6 months. It doesn't mean that you're going to be living in fear of, oh my God, something's going to happen in the next 6. That's not what I'm saying. I'm just saying that if something comes into your life whereby it's like, that's a real bummer, you know, I just really don't, this is hot. Why have you allowed this to happen, Spirit? It is a blessing in disguise. Somehow it's a blessing in disguise. But you need to be working with the energy of forgiveness and generosity. We've got the energy of hope here as well. Let me just have, okay, right, that's just, we saw that. I just fell out the pack like that. We've got the energy of the lovers, passion. So this could also be related to love, somebody who's let you down in love. We've got the 2 swans. The thing about swans, you see, is that they mate for life. And I guess even swans have their moment when they have to, you know, say I'm sorry or extend the olive branch or whatever, you know. There's something here but whereby, I mean, to have the lovers card there and the swans, you see these people in this card, this lovers card, can you see they're on 2 separate islands? They're on 2 separate islands, but they are bound. They're bound by something. What am I trying to say here? It's a blessing in disguise. I keep hearing it's a blessing in disguise. It could be that there's something that's come in to the relationship to test them, but they're still bound. I mean, obviously only if it's a good relationship. They can come back together again, but only through forgiveness and generosity and charity energy. If there's been a betrayal, this could even be a type of thing whereby maybe you've been in a relationship or a marriage and somebody's actually cheated on you, you know. Doesn't necessarily mean that the relationship is over. If you can forgive, if that other person is willing to work with you. If they're not, let them go. I'm not saying stay with somebody because they cheat on you. That's not what I'm saying at all. But I am saying I do know people where this has happened within a marriage and it's actually brought them closer together, believe it or not. Not always, of course, but sometimes, because there's reasons why people stray in marriage, for example. It's because needs are not being met, for example, or whatever. I don't know, you know. But if you're meant to still stay together, you will somehow work your way back towards each other. Many different ways that this can play out. Many different ways this can play out. Let me go to another deck, actually. Okay, so let's have a look at the shadow energies that are around this group number 2. I'm really feeling there are many different ramifications for group number 2. It could very well be business. It could be love. It could be any area of life. I'm also hearing it could be linked into parenthood, in terms of you being parents. One of the parents somehow letting the other down, in terms of, I don't know, a decision that had to be made around the children or something. But again, from that betrayal, can you bring in an energy of forgiveness? So many different ways this could read this particular group. Let's just see, what challenge energies have we got here, please, Metatron? I need to just clear this deck a bit. I actually need to use the Archangel Sandalphon spray at this point, because Sandalphon is like an anchor. This is like, and look at that, the copper and bronze. You need to hang on. You need to keep hanging on. It's a bit anchorless. That story I told about my bottles is the best way I can describe this energy that I've got here. It's like something's happening, it's difficult, it doesn't make sense. It's like, what do we do now? You just got to keep hanging on to your anchor. Spirit have got this. better solution, a solution will come in. Loyalty. Whoa, loyalty as a challenge. Yeah, who are you loyal to? Who are you loyal to? Am I going to stay with the business that I've always given business to because it's what I know and what I'm, you know, I don't know anybody else that can do this. So I'll keep giving them my money, even though they're not providing a very good service. I'll keep doing that because I don't know what else to do. So I'll keep loyal to them. Really? No, not if it's not meant to be. Move on, forgive them. Don't hang on to a grudge, but then something better comes in. But equally, this is also love, loyalty. Who and what are you loyal to? Does this person or does this business deserve my loyalty? Or do they not? Only you know that. Only you know that. Card number 33. Loyalty's coming up for this group. The most important thing you should be loyal to is yourself and your higher self and goodness. High Priestess of Water. Sorry about the phone keep going off every 5 minutes in this video. High Priestess of Water. Why have we got you coming through as a chat? I'm going to actually just pull that again, guys. I got distracted by the phone. Another challenge energy, please, for group number 3. Listening. Got that in group number 2. High Priestess of Water. I knew she was going to come out again. She didn't like the fact that I put her back in the deck. Okay, you're back again. I will be listened to is what she's saying. I will be listened to. High Priestess of Water. Okay. What is water? Water is emotions. What are your emotions trying to tell you? What are your emotions trying to tell you? What is your intuition trying to tell you? How are the waters of your life looking? You know? A lot of watery energy here. I need more water. Something here that I can't quite get. What is this? What am I missing, Metatron? Oh, okay. He's saying you don't necessarily see it coming. That's the whole thing about it. You don't necessarily see it coming, whatever it is. But remember what I was saying at the start of this, which is that you, in this group, you're like the Toyas and the Tracy Emmons of this world. You're meant to be able to rock it a bit, flow a bit, you know, make the moves, dance with life. This, you can deal with all of this. All of this is dealable with. You don't fear life. You don't, and if you do right now, remember who you are. You're like this rock goddess warrior energy. You can do this. You buck trends, you buck conventions. You're a way shower. You know, you don't stay with the conventional and the everyday. You're not meant to do that. You're meant to take a bit of a risk sometimes. You're meant to call people out. This is the loyalty card. You're meant to call people out if they've done something wrong, but equally you then have to forgive. Interesting. Okay, let's have a look at the blessings coming in for this group. I can see now why we've got this copper energy and bronze energy, because this energy is a bit all over the place. You need to keep yourself anchored, group number 3. Work with the copper energy and the bronze energy. Happiness, the dolphins is what's coming in. Sociability. Illumination. Love. Let's take love. We don't put love back in the pack, do we? Happiness is being illuminated. That's what's coming in. I just keep getting the same message for this group. It's like if something happens or something has already happened that feels as though it's a bit of a slap in the face, or something you weren't expecting, something that's difficult, something that's challenging, rug pulled out from underneath you. It's a blessing in disguise. Bless it. It's bringing in greater happiness in the future, okay? And the energy of love. But this is also to do with the flowers blooming, okay? It's, again, what I've already said, it's to do with taking you up to the next level. The flowers being bigger than they were before. The sun being brighter than it was. Let's have a blessing card. Blessing for peace of mind. We had that before in group number 1. And I was thinking that actually when I looked at that card there, because the card of illumination feels as though it's very tranquil. There's a lot of tranquility there and peace in that image, stillness. So it's to do with blessing, blessing for peace of mind. Because whatever situation comes to a head has been causing some concern or worry, even if it's subconscious, even if it's beneath the surface. And so what comes in to replace it or heal it or bring it into a more cohesive whole brings you much greater peace going forward. Much greater time also to be able to play and be happy. It's like energy of relief. I'm feeling an energy of relief. It's like, oh, thank God. Thank God. Thank God that's over, or thank God that's done, or thank God that happened. Because now, look what I can achieve. Look what I can be. It's the energy of happiness. Okay, do I need to pull any other card for this deck, for this group? Yes, I do, but I'm just, don't know which one. Yeah, let's just go for another one of these little cards. I like these. Nice way to end as well. Okay, group number 3. Core energy, please. Group number 3. Breathe. Direction. Opportunity. Breathe. Direction and opportunity. Trust your inner compass to find your bearings. Opportunity. You will prove yourself and discover if you brave the rough seas, and breathe. Everything, I'm hearing everything is as it's meant to be. Everything is happening as it's meant to be. Everything is happening for your highest good and for your best interest. That is the message for group 3. Okay, guys, so I'm going to leave it there. I'm going to get this uploaded now. Let me just clear this. I think I might just pull one final card for all of us as a combined group, because some people I'm hearing have watched the whole video. Thank you very much if you have. Doesn't matter if you haven't, but I still want to pull just a final couple of cards for the eclipse energy for all of us. Bring us back to a whole unified group. And let's use the Divine Abundance deck by Tosha Silver for that. I saw an interview with Tosha Silver. I didn't know who Tosha Silver was. Somebody gave me this deck, the Divine Abundance deck. And I was really struck by her energy. And again, very much like a Tracy Emin or Toya energy, just very independent, very different. You know, it's brilliant. Maybe this is, you know, something we all need to get in touch with, this Sagittarian full moon. To be ourselves, to be brave enough to be ourselves. To buck the trends is what I'm hearing, to buck the trends. To breathe and to live life and to be grateful. Freedom. Yeah, that is such a perfect card to end on. I can't tell you what a perfect card that is to end on, because this Sagittarian full moon is very much linked into the energy of freedom for all of us. To be free, to be who we're meant to be. I no longer want this fiery ring of resentment to block the good. Release me from its bonds. I need to cough. Hold on. did that for all of us. I no longer want this fiery ring of resentment to block the good. Release me from its bonds. Perfect. Have a wonderful eclipse. Have a great 6 months going forward. I will be walking alongside you over the next 6 months. I hope this video helped. I hope you found it enjoyable. Thank you so much for all of your love, your messages, your goodwill and your support for me and for my work. I appreciate all of you. Take care. See you all again soon. Next video, by the way, is going to be a Heart Squad video. Probably Princess Diana and also Michael Jackson I'm bringing through soon as well. But it's all going on. So take care of yourselves. Bye for now. Bye. Can't switch you off. Interesting.